Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
He has time. He's got him. Side touch is there. Leaping grab. Touchdown. Touchdown.
Make your coffee to perfection. Expect nothing else. Do you like to make yourself a hot cup of coffee to start your day? We have both whole bean and grounded. Also great for all you iced coffee if not a hot kind of person. Even make yourself a frappe to quench your thirst. The best tasting coffee with espresso. It's only $18.99 plus taxes for a 12-ounce bag. Buy 1 to 5 bags and shipping is only $7. If you spend over $100, shipping is absolutely.
Good morning. It's a victory morning. Hope you got your coffee. Got me some Bears like actual. Even though the Bears didn't play, I'm still drinking it because it drives my day. What can I say? Ooh, I even rhymed. Look at me, I'm a rapper. All right, hey, it's Victory Monday. It's 10 in the morning. And, of course, as always, we have Rob with us. And it's a Victory Monday for everyone, especially you, Yoli. Good morning, Yoli. It's a Victory Monday for you. Yoli. However, he's got a civilian job today. Never mind. He just retired from the Army. Today's excuses. He now has a civilian job. We won't be seeing the fan who lost yesterday. Gave the game away.
So does that mean for the next 2 weeks we get to remind him every day that he lost?
Yes. Because yesterday he was talking about.
We would do that anyway, man. We would do that anyway.
But so yesterday on X, and good morning to all of you on X. And please, make your comments on X. We can see you here. On X yesterday, Rob and I got into it because that's what we do. And he was talking about, we can't play the Bears every week. I'm like, well, dude, the last time you played the Bears, we beat you. So I would like to play you every week, especially with that quarterback, especially when you played a Lions team that's a heavily depleted defensive front with the suspect secondary, and they made you look stupid. So, yes, please, let me play the Vikings more. I would love that. Thank you. But, yeah, the Barneys are they're where Barneys are, Yoli. Good morning, Andrew. So the Lions fans are going to be coming out of the woodwork this morning. And the Packers, look at both games, walk-off field goals. Here's the one thing, though, with the Packers game. What was up with the fight before the game started? And good morning, Sarah. And good morning.
That's just old shit between Alexander and Diggs when he was here in Minnesota. They always went back and forth to each other, and as he was walking on the field, he was chirping, and Alexander was chirping all day yesterday. Holy shit, man!
Maybe Diggs should have saved some of that fire for that game because 23 yards ain't nothing to chirp about.
Nope.
Well, no, Diggs got tossed. He didn't even play, right? He got tossed.
No, he played.
No, he played. He only got one catch.
Okay. I saw the byline. It said he got ejected. But
no.
I'm like, geez.
No, but that was the start. As they was walking on the field, he walked through the Packers sideline and talked shit. And the whole bench cleared. I mean, the guys were coming everywhere. Diggs was taking out everybody. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah. And not only did you have Alexander sitting there running his mouth to him, but McKinney right in his freaking hip pocket, ready for whatever was going to happen.
Wow. And I'll say this, in the Lions game, I'll give the Lions some credit because, I mean, they didn't really get pressure consistently throughout the game, but when it mattered at the end of the game, they finally broke through and got a little pressure. But I'll say what, man, JB is listening to the injury, the Walking Dead there, the Walking Wounded, from that offensive front line. Even without Davenport, Barnes, and Hutch, I mean, you could tell they were missing Hutch throughout the game, especially in the first quarter. You're like, oh, okay. But they played well. And at the end of the day, they got home. But you could tell, man, they were missing.
Hey, they made their adjustments and they got the pressure when they needed to.
Yeah. And the nice thing is they played against a Vikings team, which actually is probably good. They played against the Vikings. You don't have the best O-line, right? Maybe, they might be the worst or tied for the worst for the Bears for O-lines in the division. So that helped as well. But they played well. I mean, it wasn't as good as if Hutch was there for sure. And maybe that's what made the game closer than what it really should have been. I mean, but man, at some point I was like, does anyone want to win this game? Because they both did their best to give it to the other team in a way. And then that Vikings defense, man, they had no answer for the Lions running game. None. Number one run defense in the league, and they had no answer for the Lions running game. I mean,
oh yeah, Gibbs was freaking going all over them.
I mean, that first quarter was wild, right? Turnover on downs and a turnover, and it was a wild game. It was a wild game. I watched that one over the Packers game. I knew they both would be good, but you got to watch the division game, the War Week game. You guys playing the Packers, but that was a good game too.
Oh yeah, and shit, we were doing our best to give that game away to them, and that defense stepped up massively for this game.
Whatever.
It might have took 7 weeks, but Gary finally got his second sack.
I didn't see your defense keep Stroud to like 80 yards passing. Come on, man. You a little more.
Actually, what were the Stroud didn't
he had like 86 yards passing. I mean, we fucking shut Stroud down yesterday. He was running.
I don't think Stroud had that big of a game against the Bears either.
It was a nasty ass whooping. That's what it was. Yeah, and our kicker did his job. Yeah, he had one kick. Thank you. That's why you get a veteran. When you got to take one during the season, you get a veteran. Yeah.
Yeah, Rob, I don't
Stroud got his ass whooped yesterday. I think we can put that shit to bed.
And then did we see the return of the pie face in the stands when the freaking Texas player thought he was going to do a Lambeau leap?
Yeah, that was Mixon. Mixon thought he was going to jump in there and do that.
I don't know why players don't. Why players from opposing teams think they're going to be okay to do a Lambeau leap. Now look if you're smart, and some of these guys are, right, and you have some of your fan base that made the trip and somehow got in the Lambeau and somehow got seats in the end zone where you can leap, we've seen people leap and be okay, right? But the chance of that happening are slim. I won't say none.
There was one guy there. There was one Texan guy right there.
And it's like, the best part of it was, I swear to God, it's almost the exact same seat as the old lady that in 07 pie-faced the Jaguars player. I hope and pray to God that it's her grandson or son, something like that, and carrying on the family tradition of keeping them out of our damn stands.
That was awesome, bro. That was awesome.
But I mean, I get why people do it, though. It's kind of like T.O., running out to the Star in Dallas after he scored with the Niners. I mean, I get it. But come on, man. Unless you have a couple of your people there, to grab you. Yeah.
There was one Texan there. There was one Texan there.
Yeah.
And that one Packer fan just noshed him back down. He's like,
But at the same time, though, dude, if you're a fan and you're physically pushing down a player or throwing a beer on them, fuck you, get the hell out of the stadium.
Well,
right? There's a
Lambo
line
leap
there.
in other people's. We don't
There's a,
Lambo
I
leap
don't
in other
care.
stadiums.
There's a
We don't-
line there. You don't physically, like, if you throw beer in the player or you
Yeah.
physically, you know what I'm saying? Then no, that you've crossed the line. Like, protect your house, throw, maybe block, fine. But if you're actually pushing, punching, or doing something stupid, I don't care.
Punching
Get
that
out.
I don't agree with, but I'm totally forgiving the old pie face.
Yeah.
If you're going to try and do something disrespectful, you get disrespect done back to you. Yep.
So, I mean, as I said, blocking is fine, right? But when they they go past that,
He just pushed him
for the
down.
most
All he
part,
did was push him down.
yeah.
He just kept him from getting in. He didn't hit him. He didn't do
Yeah,
none of that. He just
that's
pushed him
that's
down.
fine. But we've seen instances though where
Yeah.
some
Oh
of the
yeah.
fan base has done stupid stuff, and you're like, come on,
Yeah.
guys, come on.
And the best part
You
was
know.
McManus when he made that. When McManus kicked his field goal, he went to the same exact spot. The same dude is holding McManus and hanging on to him as the guy that pushed him out. So it was awesome.
So there. But yeah, good games in the North, and then like we had the Super Bowl rematch, which I know JB was all been out of shape that the game, the Lions game, they flexed. Well, you had the Super Bowl rematch, so yeah, they're not going to flex that.
Well, what I want to know
then,
is why how Green Bay's wasn't flexed. It was on CBS.
Well,
they could have
it
had
would have been a better.
Yeah, I watched it on. I watched it on. What is it? What platform? The streaming platform.
What, Red Zone?
Paramount does CBS.
Oh, so it was on CBS.
And Peacock does. Peacock does NBC. All the NBC
Yeah.
shows are on Peacock. Paramount does all the CBS
That would have been
shows.
a better game. That would have been a better game to flex for CBS for sure. But I mean, the KC San Fran game was not as good a game as that Detroit Vikings game. But then again, look, you're not going to flex out the rematch of last year's Super Bowl. You're just not.
Yeah.
But that game, man, like, it wasn't a bad game. I mean, the game got away from the Niners at the end. But dude, it's not. Everyone's all Mahomes. No, man, that's KC defense, man. That defense in Kansas City is what keeps them in games.
Yeah. Well, you've seen Fred Warner. He flopped on that big play that Mahomes ran. He had Mahomes dead to rights. And Mahomes somehow slipped him and went right down the sideline. I was like, what the hell?
Two things about that Kansas City game. You see Mahomes trucking the one dude.
Yeah, he did truck him.
Awesome. And then, oh my God, how must have froze over because Mahomes got jabbed in the throat and there wasn't even a penalty called. Yeah. And you see him looking over at the ref like, help me, please.
Yeah. I mean, and look, he had an interception and he get called back for a flag. It's like, whoa.
Oh,
I mean, but look at San Francisco's defense is not what it used to be. I mean, it's depleting. It's not what it used to be. So I mean, San Francisco, man, I feel sorry for them, man, because they just keep losing. Like,
believe me, I do not feel sorry for San Francisco one bit, especially their fan base. They ran their mouths too much to freaking Packer fans for me to give a shit.
Ayuk does not play well against Kansas City. Debo gets sick, then Ayuk gets hurt. CMC is out already. They just keep dropping like flies in San Francisco.
Sarah, who's Aaron Rodgers firing this week?
Yeah. Well, and then we can jump to the Jets game, I guess. I mean, he gets Devontae's lost to the Raiders 2 weeks in a row now.
Oh yeah, Big Rock. That's so badass. Gary had a great game.
And Rodgers looked terrible. Yeah, and an undrafted free agent rookie gets 2 interceptions? What?
They looked great the first half. As soon as that second half came out, Rodgers looked horrible. And Bishop, I got to give it to him, especially that first interception that he made where he's reaching behind him to grab that ball was outstanding play.
Going back, JB is reporting now that Ayuk is out for the season. It is an ACL.
Yep.
Oof. Yeah, I mean,
they
Niners,
just paid
man.
them all that money, man. They could have just let them
Dude,
hold
I'm
out.
telling you.
It would have been for nothing.
I'm telling you, CMC. If I'm the Niners, I'm just like shit the CMC. I'm putting CMC on the shelf for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Yep.
At this point,
And Debo went out yesterday too. Debo left the game. He didn't get no
sick.
points.
He was sick.
No,
yeah, he was sick.
Yeah, but
he was
he
sick.
started
He
the
said
game. He just didn't. He didn't play. He didn't finish.
Well, yeah. So here's what
Because
they said
he
happened.
was in there
right?
as a starter.
Right. No, here's what they said happened. When he caught a sickness when it came out for warm-up. So basically, he was already sick. And he came up for warm-up, said, "Yeah, this isn't working. I'm nauseated. Whatever his symptoms were." He probably went out there for warm-up, saying, "Well, I'll just warm up and I'll get the juices going." And so he was sick coming into it, but he was out for sickness yesterday. Ayuk, who they just paid, now he's done for the season. I would just sit CMC. I would play Debo as little as possible, right? I'd play Debo as little as possible right now. I'd play a couple other guys as little as possible right now, and just like, hey, pay my quarterback, right? And next year get them all back.
That was some crap. I would have pulled him out of my lineup, bro. I would have pulled him. They fucking said he was playing, man. I would have pulled him. 2 snaps and he's out because he's got a pussy.
Debo got the trade sickness.
Soft ass motherfuckers. I know. I saw that. She goes, he's getting traded.
But I mean, to go back to the Jets game, the problem is, the Jets defense looked terrible last night. They didn't look great. I don't want to say they looked terrible, but they didn't look good. Russ was not good. I mean, in the first quarter, people were like, "All right, bring Justin back." And when you look at his first big completion was a big rainbow pass, a big floater. I was like, so a guy, and his other big play was no one was around the guy for 15, 20 yards. I mean, it was like open, like so open. It was criminal. I mean, Russ didn't do anything. He really did. In fact, there were a couple plays where even on TV, they're like, well, look, if this were Justin, that would have been a first down. In fact, Justin might be at the house right now. I don't know. I don't agree with RG3, who at the end of the game was basically, kissing a lot of ass and sucking on a lot of what after the game. Oh, he was right to bring Russ in, basically talking like Russ is the Messiah. Like, I actually tweeted back to RG3. I'm like, dude, shut the hell up. He flip flops more than a house of pancakes, man. I mean, the dude is all about.
Tell me that second half, Russell Wilson didn't run that offense better.
No,
that offense coming with him there.
Yeah,
they didn't have to do anything because the defense set him up with short yards. He didn't have to do anything. I mean, he had to be Sam Darnold, and he was Sam Darnold in the second half. Congratulations, man. I mean,
I was going to say, he threw a few pretty balls.
Like
Russell looks better running the offense. I'm just sorry to say it, bro. I mean, look, Fields is an athlete. He's just not a quarterback athlete.
But like, if you compare the two in the way the season's gone, like I can understand why, and especially in the first half, they're like, bring Justin back. I don't think, and so like RG3 is like, oh, the Messiah is here in Russ, and look, they give
I won't go that far with
it. Yeah, I'm not saying that either, but
he didn't have to do much because that defense in Pittsburgh was just insanely good last night, and he didn't have to march him down 90 yards. He didn't have to do much. Najee was able to run. He didn't have to do much. I mean, he managed decently, but he made some really horrible throws.
Isn't that what Fields has been doing? Just managing. I mean, he hasn't put up big numbers. He hasn't done anything great. He's just managed along. The defense does the job and keeps him in the game. And he's had what, 8 rushing touchdowns or some stupid number like that. I mean, I think Fields is more. They're both good quarterbacks. Don't get me wrong. Now, I'm not saying that Russ won't be the answer, but you can't look at last night's game and say, "Thank you, Fred." You did.
You can't look at last night's game and say, "Oh my God, Russ is the answer," because Russ wasn't really tested. He really wasn't tested. That defense set that offense up well the whole game. So, I mean, I don't know if, I wouldn't say Russ is the Messiah. RG3 can shut up for another couple weeks. Give it 2 more weeks. If he balls out the next
he's
2
not
weeks,
the Messiah. No, I'm not. If
No.
someone's calling him the Messiah, they're fucking stupid.
well, he didn't call him the Messiah, but he was basically kissing some ass. RG3 was talking about how great Russ is. Like, dude, give it a couple more weeks before you proclaim how great Russ was. He didn't have to do anything yesterday, and his biggest plays, one was a floater, a big moonshot. The other was to a guy who had no one around him for 20 yards, was so wide open. Any of the three of us could have hit him, right?
Right.
I mean, he didn't make any oh my God play, but it was still. I mean, I agree with Mike. Either Russ or Justin can run that offense, and I would not be surprised if at some point they go, you know what? Let's run them both. Let's do the Arizona thing to a bit. I can see that because, I mean, look at it. That would, if you're a defensive coordinator, what quarterback are you getting ready for this week? You gotta get ready for both, right?
Well, see, if I'm a defensive coordinator right now, I'm getting ready for Russell Wilson because
right.
Yeah. I'm thinking they're going to leave Fields as the backup for now, and unless Russell Wilson underwhelms a little bit, then I could see maybe them going to a two quarterback system.
You were missing my point. If they do an Arizona thing,
no.
If they do a Liner Warner thing, right, in Pittsburgh, it makes it a lot harder for defenses to scheme against them than it does if you're just scheming just for Russ or just for Fields, right? They've got to adjust to that. So, what the fuck is that, Jeremy? Seriously,
they're talking about me saying pretty balls.
No,
yeah, they're talking about Ken saying pretty balls. That's what they were talking about.
That's just yeah. I'm not even gonna talk about that stupid comment.
And Ken and Jeremy is having a conversation with Sarah about another show. That's what they're talking about. Some guys are talking about Ken's comment, and Sarah and Jeremy.
I don't know what the hell that comment is, but it's like.
Yeah, they're not talking. Look, he's talking to someone else, man. I promise you.
Anywho, let's just get back to our show.
Wow.
Yeah.
You said pretty balls. Look, I know you did say it,
man. I'm getting JB excited now, too.
I didn't say nothing because I didn't want
I got to watch what I say around these Lions fans.
I know. It's just like.
You said pretty balls.
So, go figure. The Raiders lost last night. They lost yesterday. Go figure.
The Raiders are.
And the funniest part about that, well, not really funny, more ironic, is that they finally start Aiden O'Connell. He gets injured, and Minshew has to come back in anyway.
Dude, there were quite a few injuries yesterday too in the league. My God.
Where's Joe? He's hiding. Where's Don? He's hiding.
Yeah,
they're all hiding.
And you know what though? The Rams, who are now going to be getting healthy, right? They're going to start getting people back this week. Like I think is a Puka comes back this week. They still make it a close game, right? They still make it a close. Come on, the Rams should have Yeah,
the Raiders do not throw pretty balls.
They play with pretty balls.
And it's funny. The Commanders, only the Commanders can win the bye week but lose their quarterback.
That's a lie, Sarah. I heard you say 35-3, bitch.
I mean, the Commanders lose their quarterback in the first quarter. Their backup comes in. They destroy the Panthers. So now the argument is, the only reason they're good there is they're all system quarterbacks in Washington. I'm already seeing the post. Like, oh, God. They're system quarterbacks. They're system quarterbacks.
Mariota came in and played good for a part of a game. Yeah. Come on.
Fans are going to fan.
Mariota always looks good for a game or two here or there, whether it was when he was with Tennessee or down in Atlanta. but the whole rest of the time he looks terrible.
He'll remind you why he's not starting anywhere.
Give it
like 10
Mariota
minutes, man.
I'll tell you what, though. Look at Mariota, 18 for 23, 205 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Not a bad. His rating was a 132.8. Now I'm not sure what Daniel. I haven't seen Jaden Daniels' injury report yet. I don't think it's broken, but it is the Panthers. I mean, I know. I mean, dude, the very first interception that they threw was like just you looked and go, oh god, it's the Panthers. But that game has an effect on Sunday's game. Obviously, we'll see what Daniels' injury is and if that affects his mobility. Right? The Bengals beat the Browns. No biggie there. Of course, Deshaun gone for the season. I mean,
did you see Myles Garrett's press conference after that?
I did not.
Off on the Browns fans for sitting there booing at him as he's getting taken out on the stretcher cart, whatever the hell they have.
They were saying he deserved it. They were saying he deserved it. That's what they were chanting.
That was stop.
I agree
they were
with Myles
chanting
Garrett.
I saw the video. I saw it. Dude, he was crying. That dude was literally bawling. He was bawling as they took him off. He was bawling.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm Myles Garrett, I'm like, this how the fan base is going to be, trade my ass. I think there's some legs to Garrett being traded before the deadline. I think he might be getting fed up with Cleveland, man, because like when you see your teammate go down and your fans are cheering it and say, "Well, he deserves it," like, why am I playing for you?
Mm-hmm. Hey, Myles Garrett can always follow those rumors that have been floating around the past week or two of coming to Green Bay. We'd welcome him with open arms.
I think a lot of teams would welcome him with open arms.
Is Cleveland done with is Cleveland done with Deshaun? Are they done now? Or is he just
he's got 2 years left.
Injured. You got to think that it's coming to an end real soon.
I mean, the fans. That wasn't speaking that they don't want him. I mean, that fucking spoke volumes, if anything.
They always got 2 years left of that fully guaranteed contract.
That monster contract that's fucking crazy.
At this point, it's better to pay him to not be on the team.
It may be. They may cut him.
I know, right?
But you know what, though?
I'm not even trying to make a dig with that.
But you know what, though? Now with the injury, I think there comes, because he's injured, there are some other strings that come attached to them cutting him. They can't just cut him and take the financial hit. Now there's other strings because of the injury. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what those strings are, but you're right. I mean, if I'm the Browns, I guess I'd be looking at the end of the season like, if I cut him, okay, here's how much I'm eating in dead cap. But what can I do without him? Yeah, $75 million next season. Oh, yeah, but what's his dead cap? But what he gets paid and what his cap hit is can be two totally different things.
Yep.
That is crazy.
So it all depends. Million. It doesn't depend on what he's getting paid. It depends on what his cap hit is. But they got 2 more years of this, I think. It wasn't a 5-year, 250, something like that is what the deal was. I mean, dude, Deshaun Watson, though, if you think about it, committed highway robbery with that contract.
I don't know what they saw in that. I don't even understand why.
Cap hit 0 next year? Hey, wait.
Oh my God! If his cap hit is 0 next year, he is absolutely gone.
Yeah. And I could see Cleveland just clearing house.
There's no way.
But
especially if they get someone in there and starts turning it around. There's no way.
I can tell you though, if I'm Baker Mayfield, I'm sitting there and I'm just tweeting the Browns official Twitter. Do you miss me?
You missed me.
You're stupid. How?
I would be sending commercials. I would be sending clips of the commercials he used to do.
Oh my God. Yes. I would send the freaking old progressive commercial that he had of Defend Your House. Well, I would have, but you guys kicked me out.
Yeah, you kicked me out.
I mean, it just makes you feel better for big. Yeah, I mean, look, at Chubb coming back is great, but I don't know if you're going to be able to trade Chubb. You could probably trade Garrett out. I don't know if you could trade Chubb out. And you're not going to get much for Chubb because of the injury history.
I still think you'd get a decent pick out of him.
That fucking guy was bench pressing 500 pounds, man. I was watching him squat 500 pounds on that fucking redone
I don't
knee.
think you get more than a fourth rounder for Chubb right now, though, because of the injury risk.
He's a beast.
He's a beast, but he's an injury risk. He's had 2 major injuries now in his career. So
he's back in there playing. He's lined it up this week.
Still, he's an injury risk.
Yeah,
it's
Sarah,
liability.
I don't think there's any way the Patriots go for that. With the way Drake May has played these past 2 games, he's actually looking decent. I'm not going to say that he's looking great, but he's looking decent.
Promise. That's all.
Yep. Yes.
But yeah, the Cleveland's a dumpster fire, man. I felt bad, and even like Miami, Tua's practicing, but Miami looked terrible yesterday. They still haven't recovered from their playoff collapse last year. That team, that's another team that's got some good chunks of money, out there that they're not really seeing anything for right now. And Tua's going to try to play, which I'm still amazed, but they're not looking good. So the Colts win yesterday. The Eagles, oh my God, Saquon came in and just went off on the Giants.
I know. It's almost like one Ken on this show said that was going to happen.
One Ken.
I think we all took the Eagles.
Yeah, we did.
And we all said it'd be a big game for them. But I mean, yeah, the Eagles, just when you think, they're crap, then it's the NFC East. I mean, there's no one good in the NFC East. They probably win the East.
It was kind of started out kind of, but it finished better for the Eagles. It started out tough. They was pretty head to head.
Well, I mean, because the Giants' defense is legit. They do have a good
legit.
defense.
It is, man.
It is a legit defense, but
I didn't think Philly could shut them down. I didn't think Philly could shut down Neighbors and all that. I mean, because man,
I think Danny Dimes is done there.
Danny Dimes is done. I think.
Yeah, they're looking for a quarterback. The Falcons lose to the Seahawks.
I totally think Chubb's got something left. That guy's a fucking beast, bro. I think there's a lot of guys that would take a trade for him, take a chance on
Yeah,
it.
I look at it. I'm not saying no one would trade for him, though. What I said earlier, I don't think you're getting a second-round pick for him at the trade deadline. He's like a fourth-round pick guy.
It's going to be tempered, but he's still got miles on that.
He's got ability, but he's a huge injury risk. You know what I'm saying? He's had 2 big injuries now in his career.
Yeah,
where he missed significant time.
Yeah, but one was in college and the other was in the pros.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry as much. I definitely take it into account. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why you might get a 3rd or 4th rounder out of him. You're not going to get a 2nd-round pick out of him. Like Myles Garrett, you're getting a 2nd-round pick.
I mean, freak accidents happen all the time. We watch it happen.
Myles Garrett, you're probably getting a 1st round, in my opinion.
No, you're getting a 2nd. No one gives a 1st round at the trade deadline, unless you've got a long amount of team control. Like if you got a guy with 2 or 3 years of contract, you might be able to get a 1st rounder. If you got a guy with a year or so, that's typically
and
you
I'm
see a 2nd rounder.
Myles Garrett has a few years left on his contract.
How many years is left on his contract?
Let me see.
And then it depends if you eat any or not. Getting a 1st-round pick is very rare at the trade deadline. It's usually
the Browns
2nd round.
Restructured the guaranteed money to signing bonus to remove the dead cap. Well, that's kind of fucking smart if you think about it.
That's they can cut sling load. They can walk away from Watson now.
I would be that's a no-brainer to me. If there's no dead cap next year, bye-bye.
The asking price for Garrett will be a 2nd rounder. Could they get a 1st rounder if there's a bidding war? Sure. Then they might be able to get it. But I bet the asking price is going to be the 2nd
has 2 more real years on his deal and then 4 void years, so 2 years.
And then how much is it a year?
Oh, hold on.
Cap space mattered.
Fucking genius to restructure the signing bonus to remove the dead cap. That's fucking
genius. His cap hit next year is 19.7, and then in 26 it's 20.3.
That's still
they're going to ask for.
That's not terrible at all.
Yep.
They're going to ask for a second rounder and see and then go from there. But he's a second rounder, maybe a first rounder if a bidding war erupts. But
yeah, you would have to have multiple teams interested. Then someone might throw a firster in there.
I won't say he go for first round pick because
Sarah's like, I get a free Big Mac. Let's keep it positive. Let's keep it positive. She's like, I get a free Big Mac.
The Jags, though, hey, look at their head coach, man. He keeps finding a way to save his job. Oh, they're about to fire me. Okay, guys, win today. The Falcons lose to the Seahawks. What's up with the Falcons? Like, did not look good at all yesterday.
Yeah. That one shocked the hell out of me because I figured that they were going to run right over the Seahawks.
I agree with you, JB.
And freaking Kirk Cousins looked freaking horrible.
What's up, Matt? There he
is.
So
tonight we actually got two good games. We got the Ravens at the Buccaneers. That's going to be a good game. And then we've got the Chargers at the Cardinals, which will be actually probably a pretty decent game. We got two decent games tonight for Monday night. I hate this week 7 dual Monday night thing. I don't understand why they're doing it.
Yeah, I don't understand that. And then that really makes it stupid for the NFL scheduling. There was a Sunday night game and 2 Monday night games, and nobody thought to put the Packers and Texans or Lions and Vikings in either of those spots.
I know, bro. Ridiculous. Just fucking ridiculous.
I mean, yeah, but you know what though? If you look at the Bears, the Packers, the Vikings, I think all of us each have like 4 or 5 primetime games as is.
So what? Those would have been good games. They were caved down to the wire. They were from start to finish fucking badass games.
Yeah, but I mean
it was going back 7 lead changes in the Packer game. 7. I mean, it was going back and forth.
Last night though, for the schedulers, you would thought that would have been a pretty. Look at the Steelers made the playoffs last year. The Jets have Rodgers. That would be a pretty. I mean, that's not a bad matchup to schedule. For the game of the week to have it be. If you think about it, Sunday Night Football should have been the Niners and the Chiefs. If you really want to talk about marquee matchups when you're making the schedule, the Super Bowl rematch, make that Sunday Night Football. But they said they made it the middle game. I mean, and we can't we can't have the NFC North be all the primetime games. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I know, but I mean, doesn't the NFL care about the product they put out there? A close game, a close, hard-fought game is much better than the Broncos destroying the Saints on Thursday night. You could have put the Vikings and Lions
coming into this season. But when they're making this schedule, you're looking at the Vikings going. They're going. Oh well, they're going to be a 4th place team without a quarterback. Or they're not going to be that good.
In the next couple of years, they're going to have it so that they can flex the times on the games just because of the matchups that are going to be. I mean, that's how you build it.
No, they're already flexing next week. The Bears are. The Bears got.
I was going to say they got to do it 2 weeks in advance right now.
Yeah, the Bears got flexed.
Mm-hmm.
We got flexed next week. They already can flex. But I mean,
they should be doing it more often.
Well,
I mean, I would look at every week and go, man, this is going to be a good matchup. We should make this a primetime game.
Yeah, 2 weeks out, though, is a good rule, though. 1 week out, too quick of a flash to bang, because people forget how much logistics are involved in this.
No,
the logistics it takes to move teams is not small. Like, I can guarantee you the guys from the Bears, when they found out they got flexed, every single guy in that logistics office for the Bears like, oh, what the fuck? Yeah. It changes everything. It changes all your transportation requirements. It changes your housing requirements. It changes your food requirements. It changes a lot of requirements. You know what I mean? So, I get it.
Point, Mike. That's what I was saying, Mike. It was a division game. The Lions and the Vikings. That was a great game, bro. I would have loved to have seen that just by itself, just so I could focus on watching that. It's the same time as the Packer game. And then it sucked. They went to the fucking Bills game instead of going to the Lions. When the Packer game was over, they went to the fucking Bills game. I was like, son of a bitch.
But speaking of the primetime game there, Did you guys see the freaking video ad, I guess, for Rogers and Adams reuniting? Please tell me one of you guys.
I did see though where they were talking about Devontae living at Rogers' house. Like the team,
Oh,
he's
no.
like they trade for him. They give him an apartment. He's like, no, it's okay. I'm gonna just live with Aaron, and he's actually living with Rogers right now.
Mm-hmm. But this video was freaking priceless. They put it to the song "Reunited" and it feels so good, and then they superimposed Rogers' head on one guy, Devontae's on another. Them running to hug each other, them playing in the leaves, them eating ice cream together. I laughed my absolute ass off at that.
Hey, real quick, because this broke while we were on air. We already kind of knew this, but now it's official. Deshaun is out for the year with his Achilles. The MRI confirmed the Achilles injury, and he's eyeing the same surgery that Aaron Rodgers had. I don't know if that means he's going to try to make it back. Probably. I mean, he's done for the year, so obviously not.
Yeah, he's done for the year.
And I just saw the comment, Caleb versus Mariota this week. Matt, as far as we know, Mariota is still going to be the backup this week.
Yep.
Yeah. There's no confirmation of Mariota being anything.
Everything I've heard in some of it came from Washington that Jaden Daniels will be starting next week.
Yeah, and even if it was a broken rib,
he cost me too, man.
Well, even if it was a broken rib, Daniels would be playing because it was a rib injury. And even if it was a broken rib, he'd probably play. They just put the big protection pads.
Flak jacket.
But here is the thing, though. With Daniels, whether it's a broken or a dislocation of some sort or a bruising of some sort, it is going to affect him in this Bears game. There will be some lingering effect on this injury when he plays the Bears. His mobility might suffer. His throwing motion might suffer a little.
Daniels.
It does. No, Daniels isn't out for the season. Watson, Sarah.
Watson's out for the season.
Daniels just updating on both quarterbacks. Yeah. Well, no, they haven't even said what it is yet.
Oh, so
they haven't said it's a broken rib
injury.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know. We just know it's a chest injury in the lower rib area. I think it's going to affect Jaden that way, Mike. He might not run as much. His mobility might suffer.
I think they'll hit him with a couple shots of the Toradol, and that
depending on what the injury is. Yeah,
what it takes. Yeah,
yeah. Or depending on what the injury is. Yeah,
or they might make him
like, will be fine.
Mm-hmm. Or they might make him like Perk Rogers, and he'll have a monster game against the Bears too.
Josh. The hate.
Oh, Josh! I just ignored when it comes to Bears games. No, I just ignore Josh when it comes to Bears games. It doesn't matter. I mean, Josh is the same guy who said Carolina was going to beat them. So, I mean, I'm like, Josh has zero credibility when it comes to picking games. I love Josh. He's true to his team, but you got to have some reality every so often.
Josh just giving you back the hate you give us. That's all. He's just passing it around.
I said, even I will say, like with last week's game, I said, the Packers should win it, but I'm gonna have to go with the Texans because it's your division rival. But at least I'll sugarcoat that with you should win the game, right? But I'm gonna have to go with the Texans only because it's you. And that was a great game, though. That was a good game. That was a good close game. But yeah, he's a good game, man. No, we don't know the extent of the injury, but Matt, he's gonna play. I mean, unless it's something, I don't know. It would have to be. I don't know what would keep him out.
Something that it's going to puncture his lung or some shit.
Yeah,
that's the only way I see him out. And nothing I've heard states that it's anywhere near like that.
Yeah, Josh, I said that they were going to beat you, but I also said it was a game you should win. And I only picked against you because it was you. You come out with these. Oh yeah, they have no chance against the Panthers. Like, okay, dude. Oh yeah, the Jags. You guys don't have a chance. Okay, we blew them both out. Thank you,
Man,
for
I
playing.
think it was the fact he could have come back, but if it was deemed necessary, but he didn't. It was for precautions.
He
Yeah, I
tried
would've
to
played
pull
Dave.
through it. He took one more run and said, "Okay, nope, I'm done."
No, I don't blame the Commanders for shutting them down when they did
I don't
either,
know.
because I'm like, you're playing the
Yeah.
Panthers. Like,
You don't need to RG3 this guy.
no,
Anybody can be
No.
out. Let me tell you, they said a lot of guys were going to start this week, and some of them didn't even show. So,
Yeah,
I mean, come on, man. They just say that shit just to fucking get you.
Just like Cooper Cup's going to play this game. He's
Yeah,
going to play. He's
yeah.
gonna play.
Cup's a
And
perfect
then,
example.
right before, you know what? He's out.
You know what?
okay, that's better,
Even
Josh.
Devo,
I can
even
respect
Devo
that.
with the
Okay.
cold or whatever.
Okay.
What the fuck?
I'm going to completely counter Josh's point. I don't think the Bears should win. I don't think either team should win this game. It's going to be a hard-fought game. But I am going for Washington.
But we'll get into the picks. I guess Wednesday, because Ken won't be here Thursday, and then I fly Friday to Washington to go to the game. So I guess we'll do our picks on Wednesday, this week. We'll do it a day early. But hey, let's talk more about this Vikings-Lions game for a minute, because I wanted JB to be able to shine and have his moment in the sun. I swear,
JB's having a great day, man. I promise
dude.
you,
But that turnover in the fourth quarter, I was like, oh, they're same old Lions, right? They're gonna hand them the game, and then they go for the 2-point conversion and miss it. I'm like, oh, now there's a window. And what did the Vikings do? They became the Vikings of old. Oh, our defense, yeah, they're done, and let them walk right down to the field to kick the field goal and go home with a win. I was like,
Man.
Jesus.
This great defense of the Vikings that we've been hearing about and getting shoved down our throats looked terrible the second half of the past 3 games.
They had no answer for Jahmyr Gibbs. None.
Mm-hmm.
None. Ayuk is done for the year.
Matt, it's not a maybe. He is done for the year.
He is. They just didn't have an answer for the run game yesterday. They just, I don't know if you just still want to say they had an off game or whatnot, and really, the Minnesota offense kind of didn't move the ball well. They had some nice big chunk plays here and there, but when you saw that first play for scrimmage and Aaron Jones takes it out, you're just thinking, oh, it's going to be a long day for Detroit. And then Detroit kind of like buckled down, and then Minnesota just couldn't move the ball. And the thing is, like, he had both his receivers. And he didn't. Addison had a beautiful catch. I can't remember what point he had a beautiful catch. They didn't use Addison nearly enough yesterday in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Not nearly enough. Yes, he had them both at the same time. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't put the Packers game on the laptop. I just did game updates. I watched primarily the Vikings game. But yeah, the Vikings, man, their offense kind of shit the bed yesterday too. But hey, Darren has to shut up now. Because remember, Darren was saying none of us could talk because he's the king of the North. Not anymore, buddy. Not anymore.
This division race just got a lot tighter.
Is he dating? Is Sam Darnold dating the Hawk Tour girl?
I have heard multiple things about that, and it's seeming like it could be true.
Damn it, man. That's fucking hilarious. Are you fucking kidding me? Let's find out. We need to interview him. Does he really hawk Tua? Or was that just a conversation?
Does she hawk Tua? I tell you what, though, that girl, she's a cute girl.
And Sarah blames her. She's not hawk Tuaing it right.
She's definitely a cute girl. I mean, and she's made a nice little career out of a silly comment when she was drunk. But if Darnold's dating her, hey, good on her, man.
Good for him if she follows through on her advice.
That's why the ball slipped. There's a little too much hot too much hot Tua. Oh my God!
Someone look that up, please.
There was such a thing.
Is Sam Darnold dating the hot Tua girl?
That's why it slipped from it. Too much hog Tua.
Damn it! Now I'm gonna have to look this up.
Show.
I can type. Who is Sam Darnold dating? He's not confirming it.
He might.
Isn't it sad there's a website for everything?
He might not have confirmed it, but she said something about it.
Did she really say something? Oh, that's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Hey, whatever.
At least from what I've seen, I'm pretty sure that it was directly from her that it came out.
It was like the NFL had to love the early games because both the NFC North games had walk-off field goals to win. When I tweeted after the Texans scored, I was like, I said something to the fact like, leave it to the Packers to choke at home, or is this just an excuse for Love to have a fourth quarter comeback, and then you guys go down the field and get the field goal? I'm like, it has to be one or the other. They're either choking or just creating an excuse to have Love to give Love a fourth quarter comeback.
Hey, and we've been saying for about the past year and a half that Love is the perfect combination of Favre and Rodgers.
Yeah,
we definitely saw that this past game. He's got Rodgers' mechanics with Favre's mentality.
Yeah. The gunslinger mentality. The gunslinger mentality. He thinks he can make any pass, bro.
Cam is reporting in from the Valley of the Sun that Hawk Tour Girl did say that in an interview a few weeks back. So there's some more confirmation.
I thought I had saw it.
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious, man.
Oh, look who showed up with 8 minutes left in the show. It's Darcy.
Look, Slappy Darcy's here.
Slappy Darcy's here.
Slappy Darcy.
You start talking about Sam Darnold getting hot to it, and Darcy shows up.
Yeah, there you go. Hawk Tua and Darcy go together. That's how he greases his hair back, Ronnie Bass.
Yeah.
He said Sam Darnold was a Pookie. Oh my God.
Shut up, Matt, with Willis over Love all the fucking time. God damn it, man.
Yeah, well, it's just because Matt really wants Willis as his quarterback, and since he's not on the team,
he saw that talent. He said, damn, he's way better than Bajan.
Hey, you did it wrong. You did it wrong, Rob. Secret
Darcy the
Bajan, man. Secret Bajan, man. You got to do it right.
Holy shit, I didn't know we had our own T-Pain that was auto-tuned the whole way through.
Yeah, he auto-tuned, baby. It was a T-Pain auto-tune.
I can auto-tune it. You
don't have.
Let me tell you.
I was going to say it was already auto-tuned, dude.
Hey, you know what's funny though about yesterday? I'm gonna rip on my own fan base a little bit. It's not funny, but it's not bad. But Bears fans yesterday are like, what the hell, man? We're in last place. We're in the basement, and we're 4-2. It's like, what the hell do we need to do? It's kind of funny because we're in the basement because we had the bye. So everyone else has got 5 wins or whatever. We're 4-2.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're in the basement at 4-2.
For a week.
Anywhere else in the league, anywhere else in the NFC, we're either winning the division at 4-2, right, or in second place. So don't trip, Bears fans. I mean, it's funny though. That just tells you a lot about the NFC North. Last place is 4-2.
Mm-hmm. And Sarah, that might be why J.J. McCarthy got injured. Without having that Hawk Tua, he wasn't relaxed enough to not tear his ACL.
Oh, God. To the viewers at home, I'm sorry we do this sometimes. You just got to deal with it.
To the viewers at home, I am absolutely not sorry that we do this. Tune in for every second of it.
So here, check this out. Check this out, though, Bears fans. NFC North fans rejoice. If the playoffs were to start today,
We're all in.
The
Everybody's
NFC North
in.
would be making NFL history. The Lions would be the number 1 seed at 5-1. The 5, 6, and 7 seed, Vikings, Packers, Bears.
Yeah. The whole North takes over the fucking playoffs. That would be. Are you fucking?
North.
What if it was just the 4 teams left in the North to play it out? What the?
Oh my
well,
God.
so okay, let's say this for the way. So let's say you had the Lions who had the bye, and then let's say you had it would be the Commanders and the Bears, right? The 2 against the 7, right? Yep. Then you have the 3 against the 6, so it'd be the Bucks and the Packers, and then the Seahawks and Vikings would play. So after that week, it'd be hilarious if you got into the divisional round, and it was literally just the NFC North. If the playoffs were to start today, that scenario could play out.
Mm-hmm.
And that would just be insane.
Oh, absolutely.
Because at that point,
Matt, you keep bringing me up. I think you want to be the one to sit here and comb the beard. It's getting kind of creepy, dude.
So you know what's funny though? At that point, if it was an all divisional, all bets are off. Who gets to the Super Bowl? It's divisional.
Oh, absolutely. Oh my God.
I mean that's where we sit now. Now something else came out yesterday. We only have a few minutes left, but you guys know I hate the whole power ranking bullshit. So PFF released the power rankings for strength of schedule. That I hate the strength of schedule argument, especially at the beginning of the year. Because at the beginning of the year, the Bears had the easiest strength of schedule, right? At the beginning of the year, it was, the Bears have the easiest strength of schedule. Well, as of yesterday, when PFF released the new rankings, the Bears now have the toughest schedule in the NFL.
Yeah,
according to PFF.
Yeah, because all their divisional games are in the back half of the season.
Yeah. That's part of it. That's part of it. And we're such a good division. But that's why I hate the argument because, especially in the preseason, at this part of the year, now it starts to make more sense because we know what teams are. But they're saying now the Bears have the toughest schedule. So keep that in mind, Bears fans, and just NFC North fans in general. If the Bears can make the playoffs this year with this toughest schedule, right? And if the North can send 4 teams to the playoffs, it's going to be really hard to trash talk any of the teams in the North. I'm sorry. It just is. Because all 4 teams are good.
Yep.
All 4 teams have their little issues, and we're going to nitpick them because that's what we do within the division. But, dude, I saw that, and then I saw that the playoffs started today. We would send 4, and the way it plays out, the brackets would play, you could in theory have an all NFC North divisional playoff round. And the 2 home games would be Detroit and Minnesota. So it would be the Bears going to Detroit, and it would be the Packers going to Minnesota for a divisional game. And the road would run through Detroit for the NFC Championship if, let's say, Detroit were to hold serve. Otherwise, it would be the Vikings. Or you could get if the Bears and Packers won those games, the game would be in Lambeau.
Uh-huh. Oh, my God. That would be beautiful if we got a rematch of the NFC Championship game.
Now, obviously, we have a lot of division football left to play, and it's not going to happen. So on that terrible take about what could be but never will be, as Sam Darnold gets some Hawk Tua on that thing, we'll see y'all tomorrow morning. You guys have a great Victory Monday, except for you Vikings fans. You suck. You lost. See you tomorrow, guys.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick TV, Facebook, and YouTube. Get all your sports news here first. The daily podcasts are Ken and Ken in the Morning, Lions Talk with Smoking Jeremy B, Wrestling Roundup, The Big Football Show, and more, Shield TV, Lions Villain Report, and Red Zone Rant. The afternoon podcasts are Valhalla, Grosef Sports, WCFL Dolphins Talk, The Cheap Seats, The Bodkin Show, Spirit of Detroit Podcast, and Maniacs. The nightly podcasts are Palace Hall Report, Frozen Tundra Network, Skull Gang 365, The Huddle Sports Network Open Mic, First and 10 with Foz, Main Event Football Show, Prime Sports World, The Man Cave, Prim and Proper Sports. Spitballing Podcast, Lions Fan Cave Chat, Puckett, 313 Den Podcast, The Guys Huddle, Shots from the Sideline,